Have you ever noticed how some people always seem curious, asking questions that make you think differently? High IQ individuals are naturally like that. They don't just want answers, they want understanding. Psychology shows that highly intelligent people ask certain types of questions almost automatically, and these questions shape how they think, learn, and make decisions. They often ask, why does this happen? High IQ people rarely take things at face value. When something occurs, they want to understand the root cause, not just the surface effect. Psychologists call this causal reasoning, the ability to trace events back to their origins, which helps them analyze situations deeply and avoid repeating mistakes. For example, if a friend is upset, instead of only asking, "Are you okay?" they wonder why their friend feels that way and what triggered it. They also ask, "What if I tried it differently?" Innovation and problem-solving come naturally to high IQ minds. Psychologists call this counterfactual thinking, the ability to imagine alternative scenarios and outcomes, which is why intelligent people often find creative solutions when others feel stuck. If something goes wrong, they ask what they could have done differently instead of blaming circumstances. Another common question is, what am I missing? This shows metacognition, or thinking about one's own thinking. High IQ people know they don't know everything, so they check for gaps in their understanding, reduce mistakes, and avoid overconfidence. They tend to listen more than they speak, and try to see the full picture before making judgments. They also ask how things connect to something else. Psychologists call this systems thinking, the ability to see how different elements fit into a bigger picture. For instance, when learning about history, they may ask how it affects culture, the economy, or human behavior today. They frequently question whether something is the best explanation. High IQ people evaluate evidence and assumptions instead of accepting the first answer they hear, which psychologists call critical thinking. This helps prevent misunderstandings and rash decisions. They also ask what they can learn from a situation. Psychologists refer to this as reflective thinking, where even mistakes and failures become lessons. Instead of feeling defeated, they ask what the experience taught them. Another question they naturally ask is, what's next? High IQ people are forward-thinking and consider future outcomes. Psychologists call this perspective thinking, which helps them plan ahead and make decisions that benefit them later. They are also deeply curious about human behavior and ask why people think, feel, or act the way they do. This is known as social cognition, the ability to understand others' emotions and motives, which helps them navigate relationships wisely. They also ask what the bigger picture is. Instead of focusing only on small details, they step back to see how everything fits together, which helps them plan strategically and avoid unnecessary stress. High IQ individuals often wonder if there is a hidden pattern behind events. Psychologists say this pattern-seeking ability helps them recognize opportunities, predict outcomes, and solve complex problems. They also question their own assumptions by asking whether they might be wrong, which reduces bias and improves accuracy in decision-making. Another question they consider is how a choice affects both themselves and others. Psychologists call this perspective taking, a key part of emotional intelligence that leads to more empathetic and effective decisions. Finally, they constantly ask if they can learn something new from any experience. This curiosity-driven mindset keeps their minds sharp, adaptable, and always growing. High intelligence. Intelligence isn't just about remembering facts or solving math problems. It's about asking the right questions at the right time. These questions allow high IQ people to think deeper, learn faster, and make smarter decisions. Do you naturally ask these types of questions in your daily life? And which one do you ask the most?